Hey guys, Wes from Marlee Paranormal here. I've also got,
John Joanne, Red Sub Paranormal.
and we are with you here today for Beyond the Beyond podcast that takes you through the paranormal. And
Just about everything in between.
just 1 second here. I I had the stream going. It wasn't muted on me there, so I had to mute it so I could actually hear what was going on. It kind of threw me off for a second. But
Okay.
yeah, today we're going to be discussing why we do this. Why do we investigate the paranormal, or why, or not really why we, well, kind of, but why do we post our videos to YouTube and stuff? It's hard to get viewers in this market, so what is in it for us? What do we get out of it? You,
Honestly, that's a really good question. I've always thought that too. Like, even before I started doing videos at all, I would watch, somebody's video and it would have 11 views. And then I would watch somebody else's video and it would have 1,000 views. And it would be essentially the same thing,
mm.
except one person has better, maybe better editing, or, they have more of a following, which you can see. And
Well, they're better at social
so
media or not, or social search engine optimization or what have you.
yeah, yeah, that too. But I think one of the main reasons, and I think the thing for me is passion.
Yeah.
You know
Hey
what I
Ray,
mean? It's
we have Ray in the chat here. How's it going, Ray?
how's it
Thanks for
going,
joining
Rachel?
us. Had a
Hey,
lot of
thanks for
fun in your
joining.
stream there. So yeah,
But
you were saying.
I
Sorry,
think
I
I think
interrupted.
for me, anyways, and a lot of other people, is passion. You know, I
Hmm.
mean the YouTube whole adpocalypse thing. We don't want our viewers sitting through ads every whatever, depending on how long our session is or the vlog is or whatever. So they don't
Hmm.
have to sit through an ad, every 30, or not 30 minutes, but 20 minutes, or how some other people do their things. And so, we don't want to make money off of this. We just want to document what we're doing and, give it to
Yeah.
the other people, so to speak. Just show our evidence and, be part of a community that's a great community.
No,
And,
absolutely. And the people that I've met through doing this, and the relationships that I've formed of something that I wouldn't have if it weren't for being a part of the field. So that's
exactly,
definitely something
exactly.
that
Me
hooks
too.
into it.
100%, 100%. And when the passion goes away, that's kind of when you see people drop, or when people get frustrated, or whatever.
Yeah.
I've seen people, only bad stuff ever comes through here. You only ever hear bad things. I give up. I've seen
Yeah.
videos like that. I can't remember who that gentleman was, and
Yeah.
it's
And Ray
sad.
Ray Ray says hello, Commandant.
How you doing?
In character
Don't
there, I heard
worry.
that.
Don't worry, there's an interview with him coming. It's coming. Don't worry. It's all coming. But what do you call it? Yeah.
Hey, EVP Paranormal
Commandant got
Science,
some
good to see you in the chat.
Commandant got some ties now, and some other stuff. So yeah, he's doing good. But no,
Yeah.
honestly, I took a little break for a while when I kind of noticed that just the way I was feeling and everything went down. And then when
Hi,
I came
Zara.
back, other people were saying, there it is, you got it back again, so to speak. So, I think it's passion. And I just think that, other people, what happens is that there's so many of us that go on, everybody wants to not be jealous of the other person. Everybody wants to cheer the other person on to continue investigating and to
Mhm.
continue going. And so we have so many nicer people in our community rather than trolls
Mhm.
that are like, oh, yeah, you suck, blah, blah, blah. No, they'll give you creative or, constructive criticism where, like, oh, maybe you should have done this, or this is where you should have listened better, order of magnitude help me with that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
then,
And
you have,
going into the troll thing, John, it's, if you have one person, if you have get a troll in your stream, you'll get like all of the people that are behind you just kind of ganging up on that troll, and they'll get just kind
Exactly.
of say, "Oh well, I'm getting out of
Exactly.
here."
Yeah, like we're almost a fiercely loyal pack of people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
Well,
it's because we know we have to deal with trolls and we have to deal with idiots and stuff, but we barely have to anymore, depending on what's going on, if you're what kind of stream you're having and that kind of a thing. But eventually people just finally get discouraged and they go away. You know.
yeah, yeah. Well, it is very much like a para family.
Well,
That term
exactly. Yeah.
that that term is used a lot, and
Jackie.
there's a reason for it.
Yeah, Jackie Morris, myself. There's a few other people too with the hashtag parafamily who coined that
Hmm. Yeah,
back way back when. Because
yeah.
it's true. It doesn't matter where you're from. We're in Canada. We're in different provinces. Like Jackie's in Britain. Rachel's in
Hmm.
the U.S. All of us are all in order of magnitudes in the U.K. All of us are at all these different places.
Hey guys in
But
the
yeah,
chat,
we
where are you all
still
from? I'm curious where everybody's from.
we
Because
all we
we
all
have
come together.
right now, John, we have EV Paranormal Science in the chat. We have Nobody Believes in Paranormal Ray. We have
Awesome.
Scotty from EVP Paranormal Science. I already said that. We've got Zara. Sorry, I always pronounce
Hey,
that wrong.
Zara.
Sorry, Zara. So, where is everybody from? Um, just curious. So, but yeah, like we were saying, you got the family, the pair family, and then with with everything else, John's got the sinus thing going on right now. Um,
Well,
feeling a little
also
bit.
too, I mean, you have people that, I mean, look at Rachel just gave away a ghost box.
Hmm.
I know Zara's given away ghost boxes before, and I think she has one coming up. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. But like, and then look at Louis Fisk. I mean, he blessed me with two boxes and speakers and all that. A mini Marshall. So there's so many people out there that if you legitimately need help,
Hmm.
and you post your evidence and they see that you're doing your best and you're being wholehearted, then
Hmm.
people out there will help you. They'll hear your call, and it might take a while, but somebody like will send you a radio or something so that you can start your own
Yeah, absolutely.
stuff.
I had like the month I was in, somebody sent me a 20-125. That was awesome, and
Yeah,
thank you, bro, for that.
yeah,
But yeah, that was.
yeah. And it's so amazing because you think that it's like, man, where am I going to get one of these? Oh, I don't have $70 right now. And then all of a sudden somebody's like, you know what, don't worry about it, I got a spare one, here you go.
Yeah,
Or
yeah,
you might win one in a contest, and then you start doing your videos, and then people help you with annotations, and then you put annotations down, and somebody might go, well, that's pareidolia, this is how you actually listen, and they're going to help you.
yeah.
So
And
like
shout
no
out to
matter
Glenn Miller
what.
because he does a lot of that.
Yeah.
Glenn Miller has annotated so many different people's videos, and it just made I saw quite a few today um, Ray's stream, and that was cool.
He's
Like,
annotated mine.
yeah,
I know that for sure.
yeah,
He's
he's done a couple
annotated
of mine
mine. I have
too.
a
Yeah,
playlist called Annotated Sessions. There's NNPI, and then Papa Nana did part one and a part two.
yeah,
So for sure, I've actually had like people annotate mine as well, like professionally in a video. So that's like another thing. People actually go out of their way and they help you, and do things like that, make a video, and it's just like it not only does it embolden you and does it helps with your self confidence, but it helps you continue to go on and put yourself out there, and you know what I mean. And the more positivity that you get, the more the more everybody is like, yeah, right on, and they continue on to back you up and to and I
yeah.
don't mean like even back you up as in like oh yeah, don't mess with this person. I mean,
Hmm.
we're all adults,
Yep.
so we recognize those people that act like that, and then we kind of just, okay, you guys can go over there and do your thing and we'll be nice and civil, but
Hmm.
we don't want to get involved in that,
Yeah,
which
Ray.
is
He
called.
he's done everybody's videos.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, and that's what I mean is when somebody takes the time to go through, even a 10, 20 minute video or even longer, and find every response and
Hmm.
highlight it. That's a lot of work,
It
you
is,
know.
yeah. Yeah,
So that's a big
anybody who's ever
gift.
done this, it can take you hours to go through
Yeah,
a session.
absolutely. So it's a big gift. It's a big boost to your confidence in that,
Hmm.
so it's a really nice thing when somebody does that for you.
Yeah.
And you get a lot of that within the community.
You sure do. So, and one of the other things, doing this, um, some of the things, when you get those replies, when you get that evidence, like just what was it, one or 2 weeks ago when we did our stream, you in Manitoba, me in Ontario, using the ghost box, using the K2 meter, just the reactions we were getting, and the way how exhilarating that feeling was with getting those responses, just
Oh
from us
yeah,
being like so far apart and still having that communication still work that way.
exactly. And it doesn't matter if it's the very first time that you get evidence or if it's the 576th time that you get evidence, you still
Yeah,
react that way.
yeah.
It just doesn't matter. And then when you're doing an experiment that works, obviously you get incredibly excited because there's this connection here where
Yeah.
there's allegedly an entity that can go back and forth or hear me or you through an electrical device and do something that you're asking them to do to validate their presence.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you ask them a question like, what color is this? that- What color is this lighter? And you get purple, and you're like, whoa.
Exactly.
Going over the
Yeah.
session, it's
They're in the
it's
room. You know what I
mhm,
mean? It's like they're in the room with you. You know it. And
yeah.
then sometimes you get those feelings too. Like when there's a spirit in the room, you get that feeling that,
Oh
you're
yeah, yeah, for
being
sure. I've definitely
watched
had
or,
that. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, and then I've had it where they try to use your energy, and then you start getting drained and tired, and then I had to
Hmm.
stop a 12-5-8-7 session I was doing just yesterday because it I started feeling drained, and I was like, oh, I forgot to say I couldn't use my energy, and so then I had to terminate it and everything, and you
Oh,
know,
John, you'll like this one from Ray. He says he's half Canadian, so go Jets.
yay. Well, if they beat Nashville, I think tonight, if they beat Nashville tonight, they go on to the next round. If
Yeah.
Nashville wins, they tie the series up. So hopefully the Jets will win tonight. And it's weird because ever since the very first round when they were playing Minnesota, every time I wore a Jets shirt when the Jets played, they won. Hopefully they're
Ah.
gonna win again. And I don't jinx myself by saying it live in front of a bunch of people that
Yeah,
every
that
time I
was.
wear a Jet shirt, they won and now they're gonna lose. So yeah, but
Yeah.
I really hope they win. We got a great franchise. Nashville is a stellar team. This is
No,
game
no.
six,
Ray
so
just Ray just
hopefully
wrote
we win.
Nashville sucks.
Well, no, they got a good team. They really do. I understand that a lot of people, they do suck, and I got to say that too. But they have a lot of good players on that team, and then you got to look at Vegas. They're definite Stanley Cup contenders. This is their second season, and they're deep. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And it looks like they're going to sweep again. So,
Hmm.
you know, and then you've got Pittsburgh and Washington. That's Ovechkin versus Crosby right there. And I remember when they were rookies and they were hyped, and then they kind of got left alone. And then
Ah, you mean the city? Okay.
you've got Tampa with Steve Stamkos. You know what I mean? So you've got a lot of high profile players out there. And it's just making me like, well, whichever team wins, I got lots of McFarlane figures that'll probably go up in price. So
Hmm.
it's a
Yeah.
good investment. Yeah.
Yeah, it
I don't
is.
think the Peng I don't think the Penguins will do a three-peat. Personally, if the Jets or Nashville, if Nashville wins tonight, they force game seven. So either way,
Yeah.
whichever team wins, they're going to be tired and compared to playing a team that's a little bit more rested. So That's the playoffs, though. So I don't know.
Irish Stevo, how are you doing, man?
Hey, Irish Stevo.
Washington can't get past Pittsburgh, says Ray.
Uh, right now they're ahead, but you never know. I mean, Pittsburgh's pulled some stuff out in the past, so
Yeah, and just for anybody who's new to the stream, I just repeat the chat just because John can't see it. So just so you just so you guys know that.
1 sec. I'll be right back.
Sure. So how is everybody doing today? What's everybody talk? I can't talking hard. But yeah, what's everybody been up to today? I still can't talk. What is wrong with me? I like been feeling nauseous today and like had a headache and I don't know what it is, but if it's a weather or
It's
tiredness
probably
or
the
what.
weather. It's springtime.
Yeah, that could definitely
Barometric
be it.
pressure and
Yeah.
all that kind of stuff. It just toast you.
I know, yeah, I know what you're up to. Yeah, that was fun. Uh, so where were we? We were talking about the playoffs and yeah.
Just go
What's a
Jets.
yeah. I haven't really been following it that much. Like I used to watch hockey a lot, but I guess the Jets are well, it's 3-2 right now. Is that what it is?
Yeah,
Or
yeah, they're at 3-2.
yeah,
If they win tonight, they win the series. So
that'd be good. I'd like to see that.
yeah, I hope so. Anyway.
Yeah. I mean, when the Jets left, I was actually I was a hockey watcher at the time, and then when they came back, I was excited about that.
Well, I went
But
to the when I was a little kid. I remember going to the like a lot of Jets games and like paying like $20 for a good ticket when I was a kid, like at 7-Eleven or something, right? And it'd be empty. And when the Jets actually left and they had their little celebration, everybody came out and people were crying, and the Winnipeg Arena was packed. And I'm sitting there as like a 9-year-old kid going, where the heck did all of you go? Or where
mhm,
were all of you when the thing went?
mhm. Oh, by the way, Irish Stevo says that he emailed you and he wants to know if you got any of it yet.
Yes, I did. Yes, I no, I haven't gotten any of the swag yet, but I got your email. Nothing's come in the mail yet though. But I haven't checked today yet. Mm.
Yeah, I think I left just as it started to get serious, Mary Lou.
No, Irish Steve was awesome. Definite shout out. He's
Oh
sending me
yeah,
like
definitely.
some swag, shirts, and stuff like that. Some really cool stuff. So I'm really excited. And when I get it and we do the podcast, I'm definitely gonna wear it and definitely pimp out his stuff because his merchandise is amazing. So I
Hmm.
recommend everybody go pick something up because like his designs in that are bloody amazing, guys.
Yeah, I
I
want an
think you'd
Irish
all love
Stevo
them.
shirt.
Yeah,
I'm gonna get me
definite,
one of those.
definite, good for any occasion for a gift or just for a whatever the heck. Just a little something for somebody, whether it's a mug, a t-shirt, a tote bag, anything. Definitely go through and grab something from Irish Stevo because, it'll make their day. Definitely.
Yep. Just a second here. You talk there, John, because I've got a message in, so I gotta check that out.
Oh, no worries. Yeah, you got to keep the chat going, but I don't know. I love hockey. I haven't really been watching hockey. I don't got my cable connected up, so really, I just check on it through my phone. You know what I
Oh
mean?
yeah, yeah,
I do everything through the phone, so I just go on Google or whatever, not.
yeah. Check
And
the scores and stuff.
yeah, and I'm a big documentary kind of guy, so I'm always kind of watching documentaries and stuff. And what do you call it? I found a good line earlier. It was a funny joke. Some you watch documentaries, and I saw something else. I
Hmm.
can't remember, but I'll probably remember it later. But
Hmm.
yeah, no, I love documentaries, and then I like those funnier shows like on Netflix, like Shameless and stuff like that. You
Hmm.
know.
Yeah, that's a good show.
Yeah, my girlfriend and I, we really love a lot of the same shows and stuff. Like
Yeah.
I'll get into something and get her into it, and then she'll get me into something that I don't think I would ever watch, but then I end up getting hooked
Hmm.
on it. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So yeah, absolutely. She's introduced me to some pretty cool stuff,
Hmm.
especially iZombie. Watch
Oh
iZombie if you
yeah,
got
that's a good
Netflix.
show.
That's a
Yeah, I'm
great
watching that.
show. You know.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
we're watching that season. We're watching the latest season of that right now too, as it comes out. Yeah, that's definitely good. What's the other one with Drew Barrymore? What's that called?
oh, the Santa Clarita Diet with
Yeah,
Timothy
that's a good
Olyphant
one.
and Drew Barrymore. That's a great one. Yeah.
Yeah,
Did you do
definitely been
it?
checking that out.
Oh
That was
wow.
funny at the end of the first one where she like
Andrew Chapa.
she
Well, they
starts
got the second season out, so I can't wait for the third one. But you know what we really got disappointed about
what's
was
that?
the ranch. Because I think the ranch with Hyde and Kelso there, Danny Masterson, and then what's his name
Hmm.
there,
Yeah.
Ashton Kutcher, and
Hmm.
then they had Sam Elliott as the dad, and it got I think it's canceled because Danny Masterson got charged in the whole Me Too thing with rape,
Hey, Glenn's in the
and
chat. How are you
so
doing, Glenn?
how's it going, Glenn? And we're so upset because that show it worked because it was the dynamic from that '70s show between Kelso and
Hmm.
Hyde,
Yeah.
even
Yeah.
though they were Rooster and Colt, you know what I
Yeah.
mean, but they
Yeah.
had the dynamic, and with Danny Masterson allegedly raping these females, that
Yeah.
show will probably not continue. But I've
Hmm.
heard House of Cards is back in production, even
Oh yeah.
though, Spacey's gone or whatever, but they're going to try it again.
Excuse
So,
me.
that was a good show. And, whatever happened with Spacey, he did the honest thing and said, look, whatever I did, I apologize for offending, that kind of a deal. He didn't Harvey Weinstein his way out of it kind of deal. He apologized, and that didn't go to trial. Who the heck knows? And, he took his lumps and lost a lot of money, but despite anything, whether he was gay, whatever, his acting is still good, in my
Mm.
opinion. A lot of
Yeah.
the like American Beauty is a great movie, Shrink is a great movie. House of
Yeah.
Cards was a great show. I mean, the what do you call it there? The Usual Suspects was a great movie with him in it. So you can't take away that he's a great actor, and then
Yeah. That's
plus
right.
the Bobby Darin story where he wrote it and he did all the songs himself. I mean, he's a beautiful actor,
Yeah.
but things happen, so and it's terrible. But I don't want to get too deep into that because I'm not a defender of the actors that have
Hmm.
perpetrated
No,
crimes,
of course not.
and I don't want to get too deep because I don't want people to misunderstand, what my meaning is. I just want to say he's a great actor, but him doing that was not the right thing to do,
Hmm.
obviously.
Yeah. Oh, we've got the awkward silence now, John.
No, no, it's not awkward. It's just that I'm a big fan of the comic Doug Stanhope, eh?
Hmm.
And he's doing an Australian tour right now. And
Uh-huh.
I what's the name of the guy now? Tom something or and he's like one of the bigger podcast guys or radio guys in Australia and not no not Segura, and Blightly or something like that. Anyways, and so what happened was is he went on there and he kind of started talking about the Me Too thing, and
Hmm.
this guy emailed him Stanhope prior to him going over to Australia and said that this guy had done a few things or whatever and taken him into a hotel room and yada yada yada. And so what happened was that Stanhope brought that up on the guy's show.
Oh, really?
And because Doug Stanhope is a great comedian, he's an alcoholic, and when he does press and stuff, I mean, he's up at 5 a.m. He's drinking airplane-sized bottles of booze all day long. He's taking Adderall. This
Hmm.
guy's like in his 50s.
Mm-hmm.
He's a crazy guy, and he just brought it up. He was drunk, and he just kind of brought it up. And the
Mm-hmm.
guy was like, "Oh my god!" And blah 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 blah, and he didn't know what to say. And they cut the majority of his interview out with him and stuff. And because it was basically the equivalent of the Tonight Show in Australia. And so
Mm-hmm.
yeah, he screwed up. He'll probably never be invited back. And that. And yeah, and I just got
Oh, John, let
I
me
find
interrupt you
that
just a second here. Mary
I
Lou
find that
says,
stuff.
"What's just a
Sorry
second?
about that.
That's okay." Mary Lou says, "What's bad, John, is that she's run out of wine."
Oh no,
Yeah.
it's never good to run out of vino.
No.
I got
No.
I got Gatorade. Well, it's not. It's cherry juice in a grape juice in a Gatorade bottle. My girlfriend makes amazing grape juice. It's beautiful.
Ray's got a black belt in awkward. So let's do some sharing here. Um, Paranormal stuff, guys. What have you guys been up to in the paranormal scheme of things? What's something interesting that's been going on with you guys? Just to get the conversation rolling.
Cool. I've been doing sessions and stuff and recording them. I got to edit them and throw them up.
Or how about, since the topic, you know, John and I were talking just a few minutes ago about why we do this, and despite not having too many views. So, what keeps you guys going in the paranormal field? Uh,
Yeah.
just to get the conversation rolling here.
And
Just
like,
to,
what do you
and,
think your secret to success is or was?
or what defines success for you, perhaps?
Exactly. Yeah, that's probably a better way to put it.
Mostly annotating for me, for Glenn.
Cool. Well, that's incredibly valuable, in my opinion. Incredibly valuable, even if it's not paid for. Obviously, it's incredibly valuable.
Oh wow! Listen to this. Mary Lou from Paranormal People went to a home that was built in the 1000s today. So
Wow.
yeah, what was that like? That sounds pretty cool.
That had to be so incredibly different than anything that we've ever experienced ever. You
Hmm.
know?
That's cool about the places up there because we can't go back that far because, well, I guess unless you went to, well, still, as far as our history as being immigrants way back when, we don't have the kind of history that they have up in the UK and stuff.
No, no, no. Because what? I mean, the settlers came over here. So,
Hmm.
and then what happened actually is, like, what do you call it? King George gave them the okay to come over and that and do, colonize over here. And, many of them brought, their traditions in that here, but, there's so much more still in the UK. You know what I mean? Like the epicenter of it is in the UK culturally, because not only did we get British, but we got Dutch and we got so many a melting pot of people that ended up coming.
Hmm. Yeah, but I think it'd be just so cool to, go and visit some of those older places across the pond there and just
Oh, absolutely.
just get into some of those places and imagine like having an EVP recorder there, a full spectrum
Yeah,
camera, a ghost box, and just being able to explore some of that.
yeah. It would
But
be
Mary Lou says,
amazing.
yeah, it would be. And Mary Lou says that the house that stands there now was first built in the 1600s, but the land it was built on started then in the 1000s. So it's beautiful and very haunted.
Wow. Well,
Wow.
yeah, I could see that, of course.
Yeah.
So
Oh, so
many
much history.
spirits, so many
Yeah.
lives, so many, just so many people that had lived there, all
Hmm.
that.
Yeah. Did you bring any equipment with you, Mary Lou? Because that would be so interesting to do something like that. Like I said.
My dream is Poveglia Island, Italy.
Mm.
where Ghost Adventures went or whatever, and you got to ask the government for permission. I want to go to Italy anyway, but I'd really love to go to Poveglia Island. I'd really love to go there.
Hmm.
That place is so haunted, you know?
Yeah, I think it'd be cool to go to Egypt.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I don't know about in this current time with the strife in the Middle
Hmm.
East, but if it was to
Hmm.
settle, it would be an amazing place to visit. My parents went there in 2009,
Oh yeah.
and they saw they had their dream vacation. So, they went for a 15-day safari in Tanzania, 5 days on the beach in Zanzibar. Then
Oh,
they went
nice,
over
man,
to
nice.
Egypt, went through the Valley of the Kings, saw the pyramids and everything. They went through British, England, and that, and then they went to Denmark.
Yeah. So, Ray says that he's meeting Cynthia in Gettysburg the third week of July. Are you guys going to be doing any investigation
Cool.
there? Because that would be cool. I know Steve Halte was up there not too long ago with Katie Halte, and that yeah, he had the ghost box going there, and got an interest in EVP, and
I've
had
always wondered if a lot of these spirits that stay at these haunted places, if they're aware they're dead, and I just wonder if they stick around to communicate with the living, or if
yeah,
I've
or if
always
they're just
wondered that.
attached to the places, just due to
E-
the high emotions that
e-
would have been going on or around, I know, events like that.
Exactly, yeah. But I've always wondered if they've evolved or grown to learn that, okay, well, we're going to stay here. And, when people come through, we'll talk to them, you know, we'll let
Mm.
them know that we're here.
Oh, that's too bad, Mary Lou. She didn't. She was in a black spot for the radio, so she didn't actually get anything when she was in that place. But still, a very cool place to visit.
Absolutely.
You know, dating back to 1000, the house built in the 1600s. That would be so awesome to go somewhere like that. All
Well, just to see
investigations
how
all the
different
time,
it
live
would
streaming
be.
as well. Oh wow, that's cool. So Ray's gonna be live streaming from Gettysburg. That'll be awesome.
Oh, that'd be really cool.
Yeah.
It's awesome. It's better to see it like a YouTube channel, like, or a paranormal investigator that uploads wherever. And if it makes its way to YouTube, when they do their investigations, it's a lot better than like Ghost Adventures going to Gettysburg, because so much ends up on the
Yeah.
cutting room floor, and
Hmm.
there's commercials. And when you have an actual investigator live streaming or filming it, and you know what I mean, and then coming back and showing all their evidence, and then it's hours and hours of it.
Well, not
And
only
it's
that,
not
but
just here's my
yeah,
best evidence, but this is what we did.
yeah,
And
yeah.
it's way better of an experience than just watching 47 minutes of Zach Bagans and all those guys, dress up in uniforms and shoot guns.
Yeah, absolutely. But not only that, I mean, when you're watching something on TV, you have to keep in mind that it's a network thing, and the network can sometimes make
Yeah.
the investigators um, maybe fake some stuff just to make things interesting. You know, if there's nothing happening, then they'll say, okay, well, we have to do something to make it look like something happened. So
Well,
you may not be getting something that's authentic.
it's produced reality television, eh?
Yeah, yeah, that's exactly it.
Because I seen recently a show where they talked to the guy from Seattle that had the demon house where things were getting thrown, and then Zach Bagans and them went in there and they were like, "Well, there's nothing here. We
Hmm.
got no evidence." And the guy had like burnt Bibles and videos of stuff being thrown, and he was on the show again this last week or whatever, and he's adamant that there's something evil in there doing something, and he just needs help. And I'd love to see a nonprofit paranormal group out there to help him or something like that.
Hmm. Fake it till you make it, says Mary Lou. Yeah, well, I guess for the reality shows on TV, yeah.
Yeah.
But for me, it's a sense of fulfillment, of a sense of, I don't know. It's like getting back to that exhilarating feeling you get when you get something that's real, as opposed to, I mean, faking it for the views or whatever that some people
Yeah,
might like to do.
yeah. It really ticks me off when people like fake stuff for views or, like honestly, like if I don't get anything on a spirit box session, I'll put like worst spirit box session ever, like no replies and
Hmm.
that, and like people will watch it still.
Hmm.
So yeah, and then what I notice is if I take a lull and I'm not around for a while, and then I come back, eventually my views will grow.
Hmm.
And it's not about views and subs, but it is nice to see, that you start off with like 5 views in 2 days, and then all of a sudden, 3 days later, it's jumping up to almost 30 views.
Hmm.
And I have some videos that are just opinionated, not even, paranormal, that are like at 400 views, which is weird because it's an opinion. It's not an actual spirit box session or something.
Yeah, I'll be right back. John, you just keep the conversation going. I've just got to take some Towns. My tummy and stuff are bothering me today, so I'll be right back.
Alrighty, no worries. So everybody who likes the commandant, he's coming back in an interview, and you guys are probably going to truly enjoy the commandant being interviewed by a special guest interviewer who will only be revealed when the interview is starting. A very great interviewer, good with the camera, good with asking questions. It's what you need. Also, coming with you for, he's coming back for another edition of Marlee Paranormal Weekly, Commandant's Corner. He's got 3 stories. A couple of them are going to be opinionated answers to the stories, and one of them is definitely a written answer. So I hope you guys are going to enjoy it. He's looking forward to coming back and, being on. Being associated with me at Red Cell Paranormal, and because he's sleeping on my couch, and Marley Paranormal as well. Wes here giving him a shot to be on the news, so he's really grateful for that, and I hope you guys, and he really hopes you guys truly enjoy his candor and just what he does. So yeah. Uh, Next item on the agenda. Why do we do this? Why? We always say it doesn't matter about subscribers, it doesn't matter about views. So if it doesn't, why do we do this besides passion? Why do we do it besides the rush of getting these answers? Why do we do these things? You know, um, in my opinion, I think we do them because we love to. I think Louis Fisk honestly answered this question for me the best when I came back, and that was he said the passion was back in my eyes, and I had to agree with him. And he blessed me with the PSP 7, an Altec, an 808 Bluetooth speaker that works awesome for magnitude mode. He did send me the mini Marshall amp, and he's also going to send me the guitar cord with the little cap on the end there to fit into the other radios so that I can get the true magnitude mode with the PSP 7. Honestly, I can't be any more blessed than that. And, I don't know if, I'm not going to go in deep into detail, but I know Louis isn't feeling the greatest. And I just really hope he's feeling better because he's a very great man. And, he's been a benefactor to me, sending me this gear. And just mostly a great friend. And, I hope he gets well soon. I miss his conversations and stuff like that, talking with him over on Hangouts on the phone and that. So, yeah, other than that, though, there's nothing really new going in except, but that's that, anyways. Yeah. I was sad when Art Bell died, but it was really, really awesome tribute that you did for him there, Wes. That was really nice.
Thanks, man. Yeah, that yeah, he was definitely a pioneer in the paranormal radio scene for
Oh,
sure,
absolutely.
and yeah, his loss there is Yeah, definitely gonna be felt. Let's see. Looking at the chat here, it says John, true John, it's for the
Polish.
love and experience, says Mary Lou.
Right on.
And yeah, and Glenn streaming at this time into Europe will definitely make the channel grow. Hopefully, hopefully.
Well, you know
Who?
what? Like I said, you lined up some great guests for us for the future for our future episodes and
Yeah.
that. So that's really exciting. That's really
Zara
exciting to me.
Zara has agreed to come on. We're gonna have Scarlett Ray on. Steve Holte is gonna be on. Um, Glenn, I think I'm not sure if Zara allows him to is gonna be on. We have to see if Zara will let him out of the handcuffs and let him play. Hopefully that didn't
Let's
go
hope
off too
so.
weird.
You
Yeah, oh,
gotta
by the
be on.
way,
You gotta watch your streams to get the joke.
yes,
It's
that's right.
it.
You gotta watch Glenn's whatever stream Glenn's on. You gotta watch
Zara
Zara's
streams
or
and
Jaw or Ray's.
Rachel
Yeah.
streams too.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah. You gotta get.
You want to
There's
come
the
on, Mary Lou?
jokes
Yeah,
in
we
there.
we would we would love to have you as a guest, Mary Lou, for sure. That'd be
Oh,
awesome.
absolutely.
Yeah.
We need guests. We're tired of doing all the talking.
Yeah, that's right. So I'll be good honest, says Mary Lou. I don't know. I saw you on the stream today, so uh, if you didn't catch that, John, you'll have to catch it later. It was a ton of fun. So
Awesome. Awesome.
yeah.
No, you know, I mean, everybody has a different thing to say, or some people have different viewpoints, and you know what, when you bring people on to share those with others, you know what I mean, then it's just awesome, you know.
Mm,
And like we've never had guests before, so it'll be, different, and like it'll be good different, not bad different. You know what I mean? So I'm really looking forward to when people are gonna come on, it's amazing.
yeah. And Jackie Moffat has just joined the chat. Hello, Jackie. How are you today?
Hey, what's up? Ooh, I'm just doing some Pepsi.
So great to see so many people in chat today. Thank you so much for joining us.
Absolutely, thank you so much.
So, what did I
Hanging out with
miss,
us
John?
on
What
Beyond
were
and
you guys
Beyond.
talking about while I was away for those few minutes?
I was just talking about how the Commandant's going to be interviewed, and that's going to be coming up. And the Commandant's just blessed to be on Marley Paranormal
Yeah,
Weekly.
what you've done there, John, is so cool. I love that character you've come up with the commandant, the suit jacket, the tie, and the sunglasses. Just so suave. It's awesome. It's
It's
so cool.
inspired by two people, Doug Stanhope and Hunter S. Thompson.
Right on.
Yeah,
You skim the paranormal.
I've always loved Hunter. I've always, even though he passed away, he committed suicide. He was, in a lot of pain, very sick guy.
Hmm.
When that happened, and
Yeah.
he always planned to do so,
Hmm.
in my mind, and he said as much in his younger years, and
Yeah, I'm
but
I'm not condoning it in any way, but I can understand how someone would get to the point where they just can't um deal with that anymore. I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm just saying that I can understand what they would be going through mentally when something like that is happening.
yeah. But you know what? His son Juan is carrying on his father's legacy by writing books and stuff like that, and he's going through his father's archives and all that kind of stuff. And I mean, who knows? Like Hunter left stuff down there that he had no idea that Hunter was working on
Hmm.
novels and things that can be published after his death. And
Yeah,
Juan, he's spoken at a comfort couple of conferences, but really, uh, you know he's doing his father justice, and that's one of the best things. And a lot of people like Johnny Depp paid the $25,000 to have the Gonzo cannon with the two thumbs built to shoot his ashes into the air.
Mm-hmm.
and blow up all over his property. That's how he wanted to go out. And they had a big party, and that's what he wanted. So,
Mm-hmm.
he had a lot of famous friends and a lot of people that did a lot of things for him, and he loved to have an audience. In the beginning, he would read his own works, and then after a while, he liked other people to read his works for him. So
Mm-hmm.
he always had a crowd of not just amateur writers and stuff like that, but he would have politicians and all sorts of people there, and he would hold court, and he was just a great man
Mm-hmm.
who hated Richard Nixon and vehemently hated Richard Nixon, and just happened to be in the right places at the right time, and just had the best style of writing to write about it all.
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, here's a man who typed out uh, Faulkner and Hemingway, The Great Gatsby, and I can't remember the other novel. Just to get a feel to what it was like to be like to write the novels that the people that he looked up to, his mentors did or whatever. That would be like me sitting there retyping The Stand by Stephen King or The Gunslinger, or whatever. Speaking of which, I got the sixth episode or the sixth installment, The Song of Susanna, in hardcover for 25 cents. Perfect condition. Love the thrift shop. The
Yeah, yeah, and that one book you're just that bit you're
Cannibal
reading to me
Killers.
earlier, The Cannibal
Yeah.
Killers. You should read that now because that was something else.
Uh, how
Just read
about
that
Swanee
passage that you read to
Bean?
me. Yeah.
Yeah, it really blew my mind when I read it. It really did. Okay. Over a period of 25 years, it was estimated that Bean and his family. Oh, never mind. Wait, I got to go up here a little bit. The most infamous British cannibal in history was Sonny Bean, who, with his wife, a woman as viciously inclined as himself, so who was a murderer and cannibal and that, according to Chronicle John Nicholson, and his numerous offspring dwelt in a cave in Galloway, Scotland, during the 16th century. He abandoned his trade as a hedger and a ditcher, so like a ditch digger, and planted hedgerows and stuff, and abandoned that to prey upon, and opted instead to prey upon other people. The family cave was close to the sea, and they lived by highway robbery, ambushing, killing, and then eating passers-by. Any parts of the body that they were not able to eat at once were pickled in brine or hung in their cave. There were no obvious sexual or mystical motive for their actions. They robbed the people of their bodies and ate them in the same way they robbed them of their possessions, which they then presumably sold in the Edinburgh region. Over a period of 25 years, it is estimated that Bean and his family, which had now grown to 46 individuals, men and women who knew no other diet or way of life, thereby offering living proof that culture is king, they were estimated to have killed and eaten more than 1,000 people. Because nobody survived their attacks, there was no way for the local people to have known of their existence. It was only when Bean and his family became careless and began tossing surplus body parts into the sea that they came to the authorities' attention, and their actions began to strike fear into the residents. Even then, the perpetrators of such vile deeds could not be traced. It was only when, during an attack on a man and his wife, whom they killed, another group of travelers arrived to fight them off. That realization dawned on the authorities. With a pack of armed men and bloodhounds, the Bean family cave was discovered and entered. The soldiers were horrified to see parts of human bodies hanging up to cure or being cooked over a fire. The family were then taken to Leith, where, without trial, they were executed in about the year 1700 using the most obscene methods of the time by having their limbs cut off and being burned to death. That's what happened to Sonny Bean and his family. I've been doing research about how cannibalism was actually quite rife, especially in Eastern Europe during Stalin's purges and stuff like that. And reading this book here, it just blew my mind that the people would capture and kill others and then take them and sell their remains as horse meat to people in the markets and stuff. It's bloody crazy, bloody crazy. So, yeah, it's bone chilling. Anyways, just reading that statement is just bone chilling. Like, wow, 1,000 people, 1,000 people. I could see the death toll being that high with almost 50 people in the family. But wow, you know, I read a lot. I really do. I love to read. Like I said, when I was a kid, I said I'd have a library at 65. And I'm 33 now, and I've already got one, and it's still growing. So, I'm doing pretty good. And I love true crime novels. I love, just a lot of stuff. I mean, I'll pick up books and read them, and then there's books that I collect that are part of series and stuff like that. And then there's other books that they seem really interesting, and sometimes I just give them away. So that's about that. Oh, I think you're muted.
Sorry, I was just saying that I was laughing there because Jackie was laughing at eating passersby, and Ray commented, "I can't even finish my steak."
Oh, sorry about that, Ray. I should have
No,
put
no,
in like a warning that it was a little graphic.
no, no. He was just saying that they were eating people, and he can't even finish the steak. I think it was kind of like a
Oh,
tongue
okay.
tongue in
I
cheek
get it.
thing.
Yeah. Well, it's strange. It's just strange. You know what I mean? That's just something that's strange. I don't know.
hmm
I couldn't fathom, I guess if you were that hungry and that was that, maybe, if you haven't eaten for, 14 days or something, I don't know. But
Well, the survival thing, maybe,
yeah, yeah.
but
But that's what a lot of this was in the early days was survival. And then eventually you had people who were killers that specialized in eating humans. You know what I mean? So,
Jackie, if
which
you have to
is,
be ashamed to be Scottish, I have to be ashamed to be Scottish.
oh, I'm Scottish as well, actually.
So,
I don't say that everybody in Scotland was a cannibal or anything like
mhm,
that. I'm just saying there's always that 0.01% of people, that
yeah,
are evil in any society. So whether it was in Scotland or somewhere else, and
hmm
it's just that's part of the population of people.
yeah. So,
Anything cool going on in chat?
well, they are talking. Yeah,
You want to talk about mental health now?
sure, sure. So, yeah, John and I were talking, I guess before we even started doing the podcast about, touching on some of the stuff that involve the stigma around mental health and how, people with mental health um issues or problems, whatever, it's some kind of diagnosis, approach to paranormal and how they might think differently about different things because of that. And
Yeah.
I don't really know how to start with that though.
Well, I don't know. Like before we even, did our first podcast or whatever, we always said like part of our mission statement was that people aren't alone. They should never feel
hmm
alone, whether
Yeah.
it comes to being haunted or whether it comes to being haunted by a mental illness.
Mm-hmm.
that they're not
That's
alone.
right.
I mean, I suffer from a mental illness myself.
Mm-hmm.
I have post traumatic stress disorder. I have major depression. So I mean, I suffer myself, and there's quite a few of us in the field that do suffer with mental illnesses who manage to push on. Sorry,
Yeah.
excuse me, who manage to
Okay.
continue on, push on through them, and successfully navigate their way through life. And
Mm-hmm.
then there's others that seem that they just can't do that.
Yeah, and that's right,
And
Glenn. Mental health is a serious issue in today's society.
it very much is. I mean, it was never really looked at and saying, like with an eye of we need to help these people who are sick,
Mm-hmm.
because it was always, well, you're sick in the mind, you get over it.
Yeah.
Oh, you've been feeling sad lately. Well, go watch a
Pull up your
comedy and you'll
socks.
feel
Pull up
better.
your socks or whatever. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Watch a
like these
comedy.
useless platitudes where when you're depressed, that's the last thing that you want to hear.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
When you're stuck in bed and you can't even get out of bed to shower,
Yeah.
because you just don't want to leave your bed. You just want to sleep, and
Yeah.
that's that.
Yeah. And
And
I've
the
dealt with
last thing you want
mental
to hear is
illness.
somebody
Mhm.
trying to have a sing song voice and be happy, and it's
Yeah.
like, get out of here.
Yeah. Oh, just find a hobby. Just, it's not because you
Yeah,
don't have a hobby. It's not because you don't have anything to do. It's a mental illness, and the chemicals in your brain make you think a certain way. And,
exactly,
I have
exactly.
had depression and anxiety since I was a kid, and, I would, wonder what was wrong with me. Why was I different from everybody else? I would lie awake at
Yeah,
night crying because I didn't know what the heck was wrong with me. And
yeah.
um, it's not something where you can just tell somebody to, oh, just find something else to do, do something to make yourself happy, because those things, if you've got a serious and genuine mental illness, those are not things that are going to work for you.
No, no.
It's it's the invisible disease, really. It's
Exactly. And that's the sad thing, is because especially when you're a child, if you start experiencing this when you're a child, a lot of times the parents even will say, "Oh, it's just a phase." Or the school will say, "Oh, they're going through a phase." And obviously the parents will believe the school over the child, and that's something that needs to be reversed.
mhm,
Is that a parent needs to be able to understand when their child truly is saying, "Listen, I need help, there's something wrong here and nobody's listening to me," to, "I don't want to go to school today, my stomach hurts." You know what I mean? Like
mhm.
there's a different way to handle these situations. And unfortunately, for the longest time, and especially even through when I went to school, it was always, well, we're the teachers. We know what's best for you. We're going to talk to your parents. And then that just made things worse at home. And it made me want to rebel even further because,
Yeah.
screw you guys. You're not on my side. Everybody says that I was manipulative and lazy and this and that and the other thing. And but there was never any fault in the people who were bullying me or anything else. So I was always relegated to these detentions or whatever. And eventually I just, I'm done, peace out.
Mhm,
And that's just how I felt. Even though I was still forced to go, I checked out.
mhm. That's
It
crazy,
was
Glenn.
really,
Glenn just said that um, he was told that his fibromyalgia was all in his head, which is just crazy.
oh, it's
My
terrible
my
when they
girlfriend has
say that.
fibromyalgia.
It's terrible when they say it's
Yeah.
all in your head, especially with fibromyalgia, because I suffer from them myself. And being broke sucks. And unfortunately, it's hard to afford your medication. And I went to my doctor and I said, "Listen, like, my medication is tax deductible. I have all my tax information going to the family accountant. I'm waiting to get, my tax return and everything else. Do you think you could put me on a narcotic pain med short term for, 30 to 60 days max until I can get my tax return back and be able to afford, the medicine that I take?"
Yeah,
And it was
and it
like,
sucks because you got so many people who go into hospitals who are just looking for a quick fix, and they think that everybody is doing that, and they
well,
they
that
brand you with
that
that. that with that
Y-
pen, you know.
That's the thing, and the thing is that I don't respond to nabalone, which is THC, a THC derivative. Like, I don't respond to it. It gives me stomach aches.
Mhm.
Lyrica, Cymbalta, uh, Tramadone, Tramadol. You know what I mean? Tramadol. All this stuff. They're all psychotropic drugs. Whereas an opiate pain medication, I understand they are addictive and I understand they're habit forming, and people can take their prescriptions regularly and become dependent on the prescription. But if you take it and you are taking it responsibly and you feel that, hey, I'm getting high in the afternoon, you go to your doctor and you say, hey, I'm catching a buzz. Do you think you should take me down a pill
Mhm.
or whatever? And they'll say, yeah, I think I should. And they'll do this. You got to be honest with yourself and the doctor. That's what starts it. And that's what's hard for a lot of people. But I went to him anyway. And long story boring, he tells me, and this is his exact quote, all right, we no longer prescribe painkillers for people who suffer chronic pain.
Mhm. Yeah, that's right.
So and then he couldn't do anything for me because I have all these negative reactions to the tramadol, the Tramaset, Lyrica, and all that. It's like legal speed.
Mhm.
So, I remember taking Tramaset or something. He gave me a 200 milligram capsule, and it made me feel like I was on speed. I was up for 40 hours on the damn one pill. And I called the pharmacy. They told me discontinue immediately. And I told him about it, so I can't take any of that. So now he goes, I can't help you because you can't take any of these pills that we'd normally give you,
Yeah.
even though that they know that I have an allergy to the medication and that I didn't want it forever. I only wanted it short term. And I would have been honest and said, hey, I think I'm addicted if that was the worst case scenario. And he would have stepped me down from the medicine after 30 to 60 days, if I
Yeah.
became addicted.
Yeah, Glenn says he's on oxycodone too there, John.
It's okay. Nobody has to ever worry about what medications they're on. Nobody here's
Mhm.
going to judge you. And if
Yeah.
anybody does, you know what? They don't have to be in our chat room.
Yeah.
That's the way I
Absolutely.
look at it because if you're on medication, your doctor puts you on that medication for a reason. And if anybody attacks you because of it, screw them.
Mhm.
That's just the way I look at it. And I'm sorry for the harsh words, but you know what I mean? It's your business and your physicians. And you know what I mean? It's not anybody else. And if anybody else tries to say anything, you just, that's it, be quiet?
Mhm. Yeah, it is an insult to injury to be told it's in your head, Jackie. Very much so.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Or just to take Advil. That's another good one. Take Advil. I
Yeah.
take three 400 milligram tablets 3 to 4 times a day, and that's exceeding the dose of 3,000 milligrams a day you're supposed to be allowed to take.
Mhm.
And I got two friggin' stomach ulcers, so I'm already on the max dose. So if but I don't go to the hospital a lot. I only go if it's really really needed because it's a waste of time. It really is,
Mhm.
especially out here. They just, hey, are you a drug seeker? Do you want, no. You gotta, it's stupid. The triage is stupid.
It is, yeah.
Like when it's
So,
a really bad migraine, yeah, okay. But, other than that, no.
mhm.
Unless I'm feeling like I'm gonna have a heart attack or something. But, other than that, no thanks.
That's interesting, Mary Louise. She's saying that she had been diagnosed with bipolar and schizophrenic, but has neither. She has severe
Wow.
depression, severe anxiety with personality disorders, and took them till her 30s to get the right diagnosis. Yeah, they tried to diagnose me as schizophrenic, which I'm not at all. Actually, they were trying to diagnose me with schizoaffective disorder, which
Yeah.
I don't have at all.
No. They
Yeah.
tried to say first off that I had a schizoid personality disorder, and I didn't have that. and then it went to what was the truth, because I used to use methamphetamines about 15 years ago.
Yeah.
And so when I saw my first psychologist, he looked at straight at me, and he said, you know, you got visual and audio hallucinations. I says, a little bit, yeah. He goes, you got meth-induced psychosis. He goes, we're gonna have to blast this out using antipsychotics and other medications. And within 2 years, there was no more audio hallucinations or visual. And every other doctor was like, you got schizophrenia. And I was like, okay. And then this guy said, they're all wrong. And you
Hmm.
know, he was right, because after 2 years of the strong antipsychotic meds, that, you know, that
Hmm.
I don't flip out, like, you know, or anything like
Yeah,
that.
Glenn's
So
saying that much that you were talking about would kill a person.
yeah, pretty much. I have a weird body. My body's very strange. It only responds to high amounts of medication.
Yeah,
My
Darlene's the same way. But what how it'll work with her is she'll like she'll go to the hospital and they'll give her whatever medication they give her. I can't remember what it is, but they'll give that to her and she won't feel a thing. But the next day she'll just be like loopy, like
yeah,
it takes that long to go through her system, so that
yeah,
you know.
yeah. No, what happened was that when my psychologist was still practicing, because he's retired now, eh?
Hmm.
He would have to constantly fight the College of Physicians and Surgeons because of the amount of appraisal or Xanax that I take. And so he would always write and say, like, you guys are eggheads. This is my patient. This is what's helping him. That's enough. You know, stop writing me. And he, what do you call it? When he retired, he passed everything off to my general practitioner, just said, don't screw with the psych meds, just write them, you know? And so
Yeah.
I get weekly whatevers, you know, and I got to go every week and pick them up and that. And so, you know, there's no problems there. But I do miss my psychologist, because he sure gave me a big, what do you call it? Pretty much an education in psych,
Hmm.
just talking with him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'd ask him questions all the time, and he would give me straight up answers.
That's pretty cool because a lot of doctors won't do that. It's like it's hidden knowledge or something they don't want to share.
Yeah. No, this guy was completely different. Completely different. He was one of those guys that was, you know, in a way, he was your buddy, but at the same
Mhm.
time, he was your doctor. Like, there
Yeah,
was a
that's cool.
line, you
Right
know,
on.
but at the same time, you know, he was like one of the coolest dudes in the world.
Hmm.
And he was honest. Like, when I had a bowel tumor, he came down to my level. I was frightened. And he came down to my level and he said, listen, I don't talk to many people about my personal life, he told me. And he goes, honestly, my 23-year-old daughter had the exact same thing that you had. And I just want to tell you, if it is, God forbid, cancerous, this tumor, it's one of the most beatable cancers ever.
Right
And
on.
honestly, at your age, you should, if it is, God forbid, cancerous, you will survive this. And he was like, look at me. He's like, you will survive this. Like, I mean, that's something that a lot of doctors don't do. A
Yeah.
lot of doctors are like, oh,
Hmm.
you know what I mean? Whereas he came down to my level and said, like, hey, one of my kids had this and she lived and she was fine. And, you know, she had the operations and all that kind of stuff. And he came down to my level and he really, you know, oh, you know, and he was always like that. He was always a great man. And I miss him for that, you know?
Yeah. So Jackie says that she doesn't suffer from mental illness, but she totally supports anyone who does. There, but for the
That's
grace of God
awesome.
go I. That's
That's
awesome. Yes.
awesome because, you know, I mean, there's a lot of people that, you know, that do legitimately suffer from mental illnesses, and some people do feel ashamed to talk about it.
Hmm.
And we're hoping, you and I, we're always have always hoped that
Hmm.
this is a platform where people aren't going to be afraid. They're
Yeah,
not
where
going to
people can
feel
be accepted,
judged
they
to
can talk
talk
about whatever
about
they
it
want.
here.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. Because they're not going to be judged. It's not like when we finish this podcast, we're going to go on hangouts together and be like, oh, did you hear this person? Blah, blah, blah,
Hmm.
blah, blah. And
No,
you'll be
not at
like,
all.
oh, I got a screenshot of the chat. You know what I mean? Like, no,
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 no.
no. we don't do that kind of stuff because we're not judging anybody. And you know, if you feel horrible or something, get a hold of one of us. I mean, we'll put our emails in the description if you want. Get a hold of us. We'll talk to you. You know, it might take a couple of days to get back to you with all these stupid emails I get from Facebook notices. I haven't even been on Facebook forever.
Yeah.
In years I've been on Facebook. I haven't been on. I still get emails that somebody changed their picture or something. So I got to go through all that and get rid of it. But you know, if somebody emails me and says I'm going through a rough time, I mean, the first thing I'm going to do is say, you know, have you gone to talk to somebody, you know, a doctor or something, you know? And it's always good to find, you know, a third party that's approachable, that you don't feel is going to judge you. You know what I mean? That you feel you can speak with, you know, who's
Mhm.
appropriate, you know, and that kind of stuff. And, you know, if there's anything that anybody's like, hey, this is going to be my first time going to therapy or counseling or whatever, what can I expect? You know, I don't want to create a channel like a lot of other people do who, you know, like this is what happens when you go, because I don't know all the protocols. I just know from my experience, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's like at least that way, if I can help somebody, you know, with and especially if somebody if they're afraid, they don't want it public, right? So if
Hmm.
they want to talk to me, you know, like I'll definitely talk to them, you know.
Yeah.
And so like just like Angela, you know, I'm waiting for she gave me a second email, so I replied to that email, but I haven't heard back yet. But at least I
Hmm.
heard back the first time. But I have some follow-up questions for her. But my point is that if you get a hold of me, I will talk to you. You know, and we, you know, if we have to, we do it over Hangouts, and you know that's the best way for a voice call or something.
Hmm.
You know, like I'll do my best to talk to you. You know, and I'm pretty sure you would extend the same courtesy to somebody who needed help. So, but you know,
Yeah.
and the most important thing is a strong support system, no matter
Exactly.
if you have a mental illness or not, because mental illness can creep up on you. It's not a permanent thing. It's not something you're born with. Some people are born with it, other people aren't, and it'll just creep up, and you got to watch for it. You know.
Hmm. Yeah. And yeah, that was really cool a couple weeks ago when we had some come in there. They want some help, and I guess you got in contact with them and helped them
Well,
out.
yeah. I mean, you know that what they were talking about was really serious. You know.
Hmm.
If it was something like, well, I got stuff going bump in the night or whatever, you know, it'd be
Hmm.
like, well, we can monitor that or whatever kind of thing. But what she was talking about was some serious, serious stuff. And, you know, it really needs to be addressed. So I hope she gets back to me. I hope I sent it to the right email. I'm probably going to send a copy just to the same email to see if she gets
Hmm.
back to me. Hopefully she doesn't think
Yeah.
I gave up on her or something. Because I haven't, you know,
Hmm.
like we say, you're not alone, you
Yep.
know, and whether it's depression or haunting or whatever, you know, if we can help, we'll do our best because that's why we're
Absolutely.
here. So,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah. Exactly.
it's not about the views, it's not about the subs, it's about the people, it's about the community, you know.
No, it's never been about that. It's always like I've said from almost the get go. Well, not the get go, but when I started meeting more people, it's and forming those relationships. I That's when I started to realize it wasn't about the views. It wasn't about how many likes you can get
No,
or
those will all
whatever, how
come.
many subs you can get. It's about the, like I said earlier, the relationships you form and the interactions you
Exactly.
get with other people, and having a commonality and something to share with others, and people sharing things that you can look at and take part in too.
Well, the thing is that's what really brought me out of my shell was watching everybody else's videos and everybody else's reactions and you know talking with other people and I was like, well, you know what? I'll put a video. Let's try this. And you know, I got lots of positivity. So that you know,
Hmm.
that's how I did the
Yeah.
next one and the next one. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, it's natural to be shy or afraid or anything like that, you know, when you're
Hmm.
putting yourself out there to an audience of, you know, whoever, however many people,
Yeah, and
you
I
know,
think people
whether it's,
who've watched my earlier streams, I mean, you can tell it like a probably a complete difference from when I first started and how I am now. Like I'm so relaxed right now when, before I
Yeah.
wouldn't be. And it's just been a complete change. And it's actually, through my anxiety, doing stuff like this has been a type of therapy for me,
In a
to come
way,
out of
it's
my shell.
cathartic. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And it's really helped me to be able to communicate better, not just on YouTube, but in my real life as well. I mean, doing things that I was afraid to do before and getting out there and actually living my life on YouTube. And, doing this YouTube thing has really brought me out of my shell and really helped me to, I guess I could look at it as a self-medication.
I think it's a positive self medication. I mean, there's
I'm sorry, I'm laughing because Ray said, "Oh, I'm sorry, I farted and forgot that this wasn't my stream."
a little something for the podcast to quote Joey Diaz. He'd always fart in somebody's podcast. He'd be like, "There you go, a little something for the podcast." But I think it's a great way for of self medication as well because you put yourself out there and then you get that esteem boost.
Yeah,
And even if you don't get a lot of activity, you're gonna have at least one comment saying, you know what, that was great, and you'll probably have something better next time.
yeah.
And I don't know if that was smoke, but I just saw something shoot past that
It's
way.
it's smoke. It's
It's
smoke.
probably your cigarette smoke, yeah.
It is my cigarette smoke. Yeah, yeah. That's the thing too, though. Never be afraid to say that something is what it is, as opposed to saying, "Oh yeah, that was paranormal."
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, if you debunk something, it's just debunked. You don't have to feel bad about it. It's just debunked. And it's like, sorry, guys, but I'd rather say the truth than a little bit of a lie. And for some, and then somebody to come back and call me on that,
And then
and
destroy
then
every
now.
single ounce of credibility that you have.
Exactly. And that's why it's important to be honest from the start, is because that's all you have is to quote Tony Montana there, Al Pacino, all I got in this world is my name and my balls, or whatever, my word and my balls, and I won't break them for nobody, you
Yeah,
know? And
it
that's
was a
it.
ghost, says Glenn.
Yeah, like that's what you got to do, and
Hey,
so all you have is your word and you have your balls, and you don't break them for anybody, except for the ghosts, but
Scarlet Ray just typing hi. She's listening and about to get back on the road. Love you guys. Oh, and boobs. I like boobs.
that's from what do you call it? That's the private joke. Boobs.
Boobs.
That's the private joke. Boobs.
Yeah. Yeah.
But no, thanks so much for watching, Ray. Seriously, we
Yeah,
love
thank you for
YouTube over
thank you
here at
for
Beyond
hopping
and Beyond.
on and saying hello.
She's even awesome. Said she's gonna promote us and stuff. So that's really awesome.
Well, I think you
That's
started
really
something there,
awesome.
Ray.
But yeah, it's all positivity around here. That's what it is. Everybody it's positivity, and there's two ways to go down this road, and there's the faking and frauding, and that's where you got all your fake and fraudulent friends, right? That turn their backs and stab you every
Mm-hmm.
chance they get, and then you have your real friends that just stay who they are, and they're just
Yeah.
themselves, and those are the people I think who succeed the most. And sometimes it might take a while. I mean, I'm blessed
Mhm.
now to have to have 110 followers.
Yeah, I've got
People
240
following
now,
me. I'm
and
blessed.
that's awesome. But it's again not why we do it. But um,
Exactly. I'm just saying though that there's 110 people that actually care about what I do. It's
all
amazing.
right,
I know there's people
Jackie
in the
Moffat.
millions, and
Jackie Moffat is going to bed. She says, "Thanks, Wes and John. Thanks, Jackie, for stopping in. You have a great night and sleep well."
yeah, you have a great night. Thanks so much for popping in, Jackie. You have a great night. But as to what I was saying before, it's just like wow, I'm honored. 110 people,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
so I don't care. I love it. But at the same
Mhm.
time, you know what I mean. Whether it's millions or whatever, it doesn't matter in the end because I got those people by not faking and frauding, but by doing the truth.
Exactly.
And that's and all of us that have followers now on YouTube who watch our stuff, They know it's the truth. There's no jump cuts. There's no, you know what I mean, anything like that. It's,
No.
you can see what we're using our radios, and
Hmm.
what you get is what you get, you know?
Absolutely. That's right.
And that's just the passion of it right there is, what you get is what you get. And sometimes it's not exactly what you want, but you
Yeah.
can't always get what you want.
And a good comment here from Glenn. For me, credibility is everything. You'll never see me in a stream where fakers are. It's more than I can handle. And absolutely,
Exactly.
yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
It's
That's just a
best not
waste of time as far as I'm concerned.
to associate yourself with those types of people, the fakers and the frauders, the ones that have been, caught doing so. It's just best to stay away. It really is, in my opinion.
Hmm.
Because that way, you have no association. Nobody will ever point at you and go, hey, you were friends with these guys when this happened. Maybe this is going on or whatever. And, you just stick with your people. And sometimes, people go different ways in this field, and that's fine
Hmm.
too. But
Yeah.
for the majority, everybody kind of stays together in our little beautiful clique that we got, our para family. And, we're all credible people, and we just do the best that we can. And you
Yeah.
know what? As long as we're passionate while we're doing that, I think that's the benefit of everything here.
Yeah. Hey, speaking of paranormal, John, you want to turn the spirit box on? You got one there with you?
I have to go unpack it.
Okay, well, go unpack it. And
Oh.
what do you guys say? You want to get a spirit box session going? Corey Knight just joined the stream. Hey, Corey, how's it going, man? Did that iRig work for you, by the way? I sent you, I guess it was a couple months ago now, but did that thing work out? I'll be right back.
Oh.
All right, John, you get that thing
Wire.
set up, and
Yeah, I'll get it set up. Oh.
I'm gonna grab my K2 just so you know. Sometimes when you're doing a live stream, you can get some interference with Wi-Fi, so I'm gonna try and keep the K2 over here, away from the computer. But I will have that on. Maybe we'll get some validation with it.
I just gotta throw my batteries in it now. That I never keep batteries in my spirit box when I'm not using it. That's a tip to everybody.
Oh, that's awesome, Corey. Glad to hear that. Glad to hear that thing worked. I couldn't get it to work myself, so I'm glad it went to someone who could use it. By the way, guys, if you did not catch the last Beyond the Beyond, Darlene was on it. She's going to be starting her own paranormal channel. I'm going to try and get her into some of the groups as well. Um, but she has precognitive dreams, where a lot of the things that she dreams end up coming true. She also has the ability to sense spirits and stuff like that. She's going to be doing a paranormal channel of her own, and she's actually looking for people to help her come up with a name for it. And there's going to be a contest. Someone's going to win something. If that name that gets if that name gets picked, so they will end up getting some kind of giveaway. Just so you know that. So put your heads together and see if you can come up with a name for her channel, and you could possibly get something out of that. And if you throw any names in the chat here, I'll just pass them on to her.
Okay, I got the PSB 7 and the 808 here.
All
Because I
right.
can do the magnitude mode and get it pretty clear.
Right on.
All right.
Her name's Darlene or D, Glenn.
All right.
So
Fine.
her first name's Darlene, her last name's Lee, my name's Lewis, or Wesley, Marquis, and so the Marlee thing, Marlee, like Marquis and Lee, Marlee. That's how the name came about. But yeah, her name's Darlene Lee.
All right. You want to let like the what do you call it? The some of the chatters ask questions while I just like let it fire off.
Sure, if anybody has a question they want to ask while the spirit box is on, throw it in the chat.
All right, you want me to fire it up?
Fire her up. Batteries. I might have missed that, Mary Lou.
There we go.
I've got nothing on the K2 right now.
Can you hear it? I've got it on max volume.
Marlee and D Paranormal. Okay, I'll write that one down. Where am I going to write it? Beazle?
Sounded like it almost.
It did.
Trying to find the mic on here.
Chill Paranormal. That's kind of cool. And if you guys hear anything, write that in the chat too. And if you have any questions for the spirits, you can throw that in the chat. And let me know if you can hear let John and I know if you can hear the spirit box okay. I'd say demon. Anyone else hear demon?
I get that a lot.
Instead of Marlee like me, and me like the film.
I get demon, I get FU.
You get demon and FU, yeah.
Yeah.
Swearing and stuff on the spirit box. I guess they say that it adds validity to the session. You don't hear that kind of stuff on regular radio.
No, absolutely not.
So if there's any spirits who wish to communicate, my name is Wesley and John.
And
Can I
you
get you to
guys want to
say,
communicate? Please
can I get
come
you to
on
say,
over.
yeah. Yeah, and tell us your names. Begin? Oh, yeah, we're beginning.
Yeah, we are beginning. Female spirit, can you give us your name, please?
Sure, wait.
Sure, wait.
That is coming out really clear.
Yeah, Louis Fisk taught me how to do this. So you guys, because I found in the first 5 minutes of a session, it usually takes about 5 minutes to get kicking.
Okay, Glenn, I'll try. Glenn says, see if you can get Devil's Angel. See if you can get to say Devil's Angel.
Is there any way you spirits could say Devil's Angel for us, please?
Corey Knight just got back from Trans-Alchemy and was told to fuck off, get out, demon, nice hair, and my favorite, ... Devil's Angel, can you say Devil's Angel? Oh. Good. Devil's there. Wait. Break it up. Okay. Was that in 3 different parts or 4 different parts? Can I get you to say that again?
Spirit, can you please repeat yourself? I heard hello.
All right, I'm gonna do this. You know what? They probably can't even say Devil's Angel.
No, probably not.
You know what? I don't think they. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they can't even do it. They just don't have the energy.
No, they don't. If you guys actually have energy, say Devil's Angel.
They can't do it.
Speaking of this red light here.
Well, you want to prove me wrong, then say Devil's Angel.
Yeah, if you want to prove Wes wrong there, say Devil's Angel.
Because right now, I don't believe you can do it.
Yeah, we don't believe you can do it.
This is just a form of
Provocation.
provocation. That's right.
Light provocation. Is there any way you could make the K2 meter over there flash into the yellow?
Okay, spirits, can you say some of the names of the people in chat right now? Yes, Marlee, naughty taunting. Not meant to actually be disrespectful, but just a form of provocation. I'm not actually a jerk, really.
Come on, spirits, is there any way at all you guys can get that K2 meter to jump?
Spirits, if you can make the K2 meter jump for me, or if you can light up that K2 for me, I'd really appreciate that if you can do that. You've done it before. Just need you to
Also,
approach that meter. Thank you. Thank you. There it goes now. But can I get you to do that for a longer period of time, please? If I can just get you to light that K2 meter up for me again. Greatly appreciate that. As you can see, I've got it quite a ways away from the computer here, so if you guys can make that K2 meter light up for me.
come on, spirits. I know you're here. I know you guys
You're
can
just
do it.
typing that as I said it.
Well, like we were saying before, sometimes, you know, hey.
Lou, is that the toilet in Europe? I need the loo.
Yeah, the loo means the toilet.
Water?
Yeah, I heard water. All right, spirits, how many of you are here?
How many spirits do we have? If we have one, light up the K2. If we have two, light up the K2. If we have 3, 4, 5. Not much action on the K2 today. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Nothing.
I thought I
Yeah,
heard
K2.
4, but if there's 4, can you make that like K2 meter light up 4 extra lights?
Ray heard 8. If it's 8, can I get you to say 8 again? If there are 8 spirits, can I get you to light up the K2 meter?
Oh, I think I just heard shut up.
Shut up.
Yeah, we'll have to go back and look after the stream. I'm gonna switch to FM and see if we can get better answers.
I think I heard John.
Me too. Do you
Mary
guys
Lou
want
says
me
she
to,
heard many.
you guys want me to switch to FM?
You're in control, John.
Well, let's try it.
Wow. Might want to turn it down just a tad.
You don't get that magnitude mode quietness like you do on AM.
Yeah, I think you need to turn it down a bit.
Yeah. No.
That's
I'll
really
switch it
loud.
back. Yeah, I'll switch it back. Yeah, now we're back. We'll keep it here. Sorry, I have to keep the unit away from the phone or it produces static, so. Hope I didn't chase them all the way by going to FM. I usually do all my sessions on AM, so.
Hey.
I heard hey. Oh, I think you're muted, Wes.
I am muted, or I
Yeah.
was.
Well, I just
One?
remember after that one show there, what do you call it? There, we figured out you were muted, so anytime I ever always check.
So when I was muted, I asked the spirits, "Are you alive or are you dead?" That's what I was saying.
Are you guys alive or dead?
Sound like
Isn't
2.
it? Yeah, that's what I thought I heard. Mr. Grant, are you here with us?
Corey Knight says that he heard hey. You need. Mary Lou says you need to do a good test sweep on FM.
Yeah.
Something
Mr.
else
Grant, are you with us?
that Mary Lou was told me is that if you start with a different radio, then go to the PSP7, you might get better results. Our Steve-O's heard hi. I think that's what it says. Well, John, you asked some questions.
Well, if there's any spirits here with us that want to communicate, can you tell us how many of you that are here? And if there's any spirits with Wes, how many of them are in there?
Three.
3.
Spirits, what is this? Oh, there's still some left. There's still some left.
Your K2 flashed.
Did it?
Just briefly, yep.
All right, spirits. If you made that K2 flash, can I get you to do that again?
Yeah, could you guys please make that K2 flash again?
Just for validation that it was you. All you need to do, again, is to just approach that meter and touch it. I can move it out here so it's a little bit easier for you. There you go. Oh, don't actually drop it. Just, well, just approach that meter, and if you touch that, that'll make it light up. And just make it light up to the yellow, just to start. Just need to use your energy to do that.
Yeah, if you guys could use your energy to touch that meter, even just one of you three spirits, that'd be really amazing. Thank you, please.
Oh, wow.
There it is. There it
Did you see
is.
that? I don't
Yes,
know if you
sir.
guys saw it, but it went off there.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Oh, there we
Thank
go
you.
again. Thank you.
Yep.
That's awesome.
Thank, thank you so much, spirits. Can you guys keep doing that? Do you think you could hold your finger there now?
Now, if you could just hold that there so that everybody could see that as it goes off, I would really appreciate that. That's awesome. Thank you. A little bit longer if you
A
could.
little
Yeah,
bit. You there?
thank you.
Oh,
There you go. It
can you,
was
can
not
you
going
please?
off before. It is now.
Yeah. Can you please hold your finger there for me?
Up? Yeah. Can I
Yeah.
get you to
Please
make that
hold
go
your
to the
finger there
orange
up.
now? If you can just use a little more energy, make that go over to the orange. I understand it takes a lot of energy, and I do appreciate that.
Yes, we do.
Oh, Mary Lou's
We
got to
really
go.
do,
Night,
spirits.
Megs. Have a good night. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you so much for joining. Oh, it went again. It just flashed.
Oh, did it? It just went off
Yep.
again?
Yeah, it just briefly flashed there. Come on, you spirits. I know you
Sorry,
guys can
spirits. I
do
have
it for longer.
my head turned there. Can I get you to do it again, just so I can see it and so that other people can see it as well? It actually goes off the stream when it actually goes off of the camera onto John when John's talking, and when I'm talking, it's on mine. So if you, thank you. That. Oh yeah, there it is, orange.
Right
Thank you
on. There
so
we go.
much. Awesome. Thank
That
you.
was amazing. Thank you
Yeah,
so
that's
much,
awesome.
spirits.
So if you just do that when I'm talking, then everybody can see it. That's just great. That's perfect. Thank you so much. There you go. See, it wasn't going off before, but now it's starting to pick up there. That's awesome.
Can we get any of your names, please? Do you have any energy left to give us a
Yeah.
name?
Yeah, if you can tell us your names, that'd be great.
Oh, flashed again.
Did it?
Yep.
I don't think anybody saw that, unfortunately.
Oh, flashed one more time.
I have a couple spirits here, I think, Corey. For some reason, they like the basement. I don't know why. But
If
I'm
these
in a
spirits
townhouse.
If you spirits are from Wes's house in the basement, can you touch the K2 for confirmation?
That's right. If you spirits are from here or from the basement, could you please touch the K2? Oh, there we go.
There it is. Look at that.
Yeah. Let's follow that up with another validation question. Why do you like the basement? What is it? Dark. I think I might have heard dark.
Yep.
So you like the dark. Why do you like the dark? Would you like me to move down into the basement?
I think I heard little.
If you'd like me to go down to the basement, could you please make the K2 meter light up? I guess I'm going to the basement.
It lit up again. Wow.
If that's what you want. Hopefully we don't lose a stream here. If we do, I will. If it starts to drop, then I'll go down, or I'll come back up. But I'm gonna move on into the basement here. And let's see what we get down there. And John, if you start to lose me, let me know.
Yeah, I will. Don't worry.
So going down into the dark, dark basement. Right?
Oh,
Oh, yeah, it will
yep.
be bright in a couple seconds.
This is really
And guys,
interesting,
excuse the dirty basement. It is
man.
more of a storage area right now than anything else.
Yeah.
But here I am in the basement.
Spirits, do you like the basement because it's not that frequented?
That's a good question. That's a really good question, John. Looking at the chat here. Thanks.
What?
Oh, thanks. Dead. Right. These are things that Glenn is picking up. Who said thanks, dead, and right.
Wow, okay.
All right, I'm gonna be right back, guys. I just need to go upstairs and grab a couple things.
Okay. So, spirits in the basement. Is there any way you can validate your presence down there by maybe making something fall? Oh, you touched a K2 for us?
All right, I'm back and got the K2 on here as well.
Oh, just
Don't know if you can
briefly
see it.
flashed.
Did it?
Yep. I got another about 10, 20 minutes, though, and then I got to take off. All right, brother?
All right, John.
Alrighty.
Wizard.
Wonder if they're talking about Mortis. If you guys are talking about Mortis, can you make that K2 light up? Because he's the greatest wizard I know.
Make that K2 light up if you were to talk about Mortis. Well, not lighting up.
No, not lighting up, no.
You know, do they say wizard maybe because there are older spirits, and back then someone who did this kind of thing might be looked at as a wizard?
Oh, probably. I wouldn't doubt that at all. Absolutely. I mean, this is, a speaker and something else that's helping them talk to dead, the dead.
Mm-hmm.
Look at this. Look at the Skull Project there with Mario Bocci there with his radio.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And people would talk to their dead sons and stuff. So I mean, it was amazing.
Dead. Glenn heard dead.
Did.
Hey guys, again, let me know if you see the stream starting to die there. Is it still going good for you, John?
Perfect.
Okay, good.
How many spirits are with us now?
How many spirits were upstairs with me and came down to the basement with me? Let's do this. This might be a little bit confusing. How many spirits are with John right now?
How many spirits are with me?
Three. How many spirits are with me?
I heard a female voice, but I couldn't
So did I.
distinguish the reply.
Again,
Ask,
how many
ask
spirits are with
again.
me? Three. Yeah. Ben heard three as well.
That's strange. It is strange. Three, and three. All right. If it's possible, can the spirits that are around me go to where Wes is and light up that K2 meter? Is there any way you guys can get that done?
Spirits, if you can come over here. Jump from Manitoba to Ontario. And touch this K2 meter. I'll bring it out here. Might be a little bit harder for you to touch if it's over there, so I'll give you lots of room here. And I'll put it right here. I'll move this stuff out of the way. I'll move out of the way. Just approach that meter. Reach out with whatever energy you have, whether it's a physical hand, a spectral hand, whatever, and just touch that meter, make it jump. Make those lights go off. Do that, greatly appreciate it. Just validates your presence. Lets us know for sure that you're here. It gives us more validation than the spirit box. Use two different things to validate your presence here.
Yes, sir. Come on, spirits. I'm
Spirits
begging
said
you to go
yes.
over.
I
Yes?
assume that was in asking them to come over here. I don't know how long that takes, so is it instantaneous? What is it? Who knows? I don't know.
Neither
But
do I.
oh, okay. I'm feeling cold. It is cold in the basement though, so I'm not going to write that on as paranormal. But
Spirits, is that you making less cold? Because if you are, you're touching the wrong person or object. Touch the K2, please.
I'm definitely feeling a presence here, and
Yeah?
doesn't happen. Yeah, I am, and it doesn't happen very often. I'm going to back up here.
Okay.
Okay, spirits. I've made way. Holy crap. Okay, spirits. Away from me, please, and just go over and touch that K2 meter. Please and thank you. Yes, please. Sorry. Sorry if you felt I was being disrespectful there.
Spirits, Wes is not being disrespectful. Please do not try to harass or insult him. He is protected by Lord Jesus Christ and the Archangel Michael at all times. Remember that, please.
I just thought I heard them say please, so I...
No worries, no worries. Sometimes you just gotta let them know.
Can you ask if there's a spirit holding my hand right now?
Is there a spirit holding Wes's hand?
Yes. I think I heard yes.
Yeah. Is that a male or a female holding Wes's hand then?
I'm feeling an energy on my hand right now. It's a weird sensation, almost like pinpricks.
Yeah. Yeah, that's energy.
Peter, my
Peter,
spirit, my spirit guide.
is this Wesley's spirit guide, Peter?
Strange. I'm still feeling it on my hand, but I'm not getting anything on the K2. But it's feeling like I've got pins and needles on my hand.
Peter, can you touch the K2 for me, please?
Peter, can I get you to touch the K2 for me? Oh, this is weird, John.
Okay. Okay. How are you feeling right now, Wes?
I'm
Besides
feeling
your
fine. I'm not.
hand.
I'm not feeling sick or anything.
Okay, okay, because I just want to determine if we need to stop the session. Just let me know.
Glenn heard Peter as well.
Okay. Peter, are you here with me and have traveled over?
Well, Peter is my spirit guide, so it's very possible that he may just be here protecting me because we've asked for different spirits to come over.
That's true.
Not getting anything on the K2 right now, so.
Yeah. You
And
guys asked me to go
that feeling on my hand is
downstairs.
now dissipated.
Okay, good. It's great evidence, you guys. Thanks for reaching out and touching, but we'd still like you to light up that K2 as much as possible here.
Glenn says he heard up.
And I raised this thing up. I can notice there's some more volume coming out now.
Up. So you want me to pick the meter up, or do you want me to go back upstairs?
You want them to go back
Oh, it just
upstairs,
lit up a
Spirit?
little bit there.
Oh!
If you'd like me to go back upstairs, can you please light the K2 meter up? Okay, not lighting up there.
No. Spirits, if you'd like Wesley to go upstairs, would you please light up his K2 meter?
Said something, I can't quite make it up or make it out.
Yeah, I heard a male voice.
Is anyone who is from the
I heard a
basement? Are you
yep.
someone who died in this house?
I heard yep before you asked that question.
All right, if you're someone who died in this house, can you please say your name? Female
I
voice.
thought I thought I heard Theo.
Theo?
Theo, yeah.
Brody? If you're someone who died here, when did you die?
Spirit, what year did you pass away?
Glenn said he heard Leon.
Beyond?
Leon, Leon.
Oh, okay, Leon. Okay, that's easy. Okay. I heard
Arthur,
yes.
I think. If there's an Arthur here, can you please light up the K2 meter? Or say Arthur on the spirit box again. think I heard Peter again.
Yep.
Yes. Devil.
Is that you, Mr. Grant, talking about the devil again?
Mr. Grant, are you here right now?
Grant, did you go to Wes's?
Let me ask this. Spirits, can you hear John's voice through my headphones?
Thought I heard yep.
Yeah. Glenn says he heard Peter again. That's great validation, thank you. Get out?
That's what I heard. I don't know. I think it's time to cap it.
I'm sorry?
Yeah, when they start telling you to get out and stuff like that, I think that kind of means shut her down.
Uh-huh.
Usually that's what happens in my place. I'll get activity if I don't, you know?
Okay, just confirmed by Glenn there. He heard get out as well.
Yeah, can you just confirm that? You guys want us to stop the session?
If you want to stop the session, make that K2 go off. That's just further validation that that's what you want. We can do that. Or just say it on the spirit box again. If you want us to stop, say stop. Oh, wow. That was right away.
Yeah.
I think I heard stop right away when I asked that.
You guys want us to stop the session now? I thought that said yeah.
I think so too.
Yeah, I think it's time to stop.
All right, then we are going to stop the session.
Yep. Thank you, Spirit, so much for
Thank you so much.
participating. And we're sorry for keeping you for so long. Anybody that's gone to Wes's that's from here, you got to come back home, and
right.
vice versa. Thank you
Any
so much.
spirits?
We respect you, spirits, and we love you, and we will talk to you again soon. Thank you, spirits.
Yes, thank you so much, spirits. Any spirits who are with me may not stay with me. You must go to wherever you belong. Any spirits, whether you were with John or were with me at the beginning, in either case, must go to your own realms and not intrude on my private life, as I would not intrude on your private life outside of a session.
Very correct. Couldn't have said it better. But we did get some hits on the K2. We did get some pretty cool validation.
I think so.
One of these days we'll have to do a kind of like a longer one. But like I think they got a little mad, and
Yeah.
sometimes it happens, and they get tired too. And there's never a perfect time
true.
of day for a session. You know what I mean? So
yeah. Glenn says nice session. Thanks so much, Glenn.
Yeah,
and thanks
so much.
for putting in chat what was being said there.
Awesome. Thanks to all our chatters too for coming out and hanging with us and everything, man. We love it.
Absolutely, greatly appreciate that. That's so awesome. It's so nice when you get a whole bunch of people in a stream and you're able to have a back and forth and get feedback and stuff.
Well,
that's why
it's
we
humbling,
do it.
man. It's truly humbling, and that's another reason why we do it. Is just we just love the people coming to hang out with us and stuff, and we love hanging out on other people's streams. So
for sure, and it's so nice to finally have reach that goal of finally doing an earlier stream that like we've been talking about trying to do for such a long time now.
Yeah.
And finally actually doing that.
Yeah.
So, because we want to do that just so that we can get more people involved and, have more.
More chatters and
Yeah.
just, more interactive experience for us and for them as well,
Hmm.
So earlier always seems to be kind of better, but, hey,
Yeah. Yeah. Glenn validated what we heard on the box there, and
Glenn's
and
awesome. Thank you so
beginning
much,
to
Glenn.
going off as well. Thanks so much for that, Glenn. Really appreciate it.
Yeah. And everybody else who chipped in answers or who heard things and just everybody, thank you.
Yeah, they will come. Yes.
But
So,
I gotta go tend to my girlfriend.
all right, John. Well,
She can,
thanks so much, everyone, for taking part today, for coming on to the stream. Really appreciate it.
yeah, thanks guys so much. I love y'all. Y'all know that. Stay awesome.
Right on. All right, guys. So we'll see you next time, whenever that is. Probably sometime next week. As
Yeah.
always, be going by whatever days I have off or what have you.
Yes, sir.
So,
Yes, sir.
and I think possibly on the next one we may have Scarlett and Ray on the show with us, which will be awesome.
That will be completely awesome.
Yeah, and Scarlett
Scarlet
Ray is
Ray.
going to talk
Awesome.
about her paranormal experiences and also her interest in the caretaking of cemeteries, which is going to be pretty cool.
That is actually really cool. I'd love to
Yeah,
hear all that. That's gonna be
yeah,
a great show.
absolutely. All right, guys, have a great night, and we'll see you on the next one.
Yeah, we'll see you on the next Beyond the Beyond. Much love to y'all. See you later, Wes. We'll talk soon, brother.
You bet. Good night,
All
everybody.
right. Good night, guys.